Ridgeview Foxes, Mrs. Dando here, your school counselor. And no matter where you are watching from, I'm super glad that you've joined us today because we are here for yet another Counseling in the Classroom lesson. This week, I told you I'd be back. This month in your classrooms, we have been learning so many different social-emotional skills. Remember, that is just a really fancy grown-up way of saying we're learning about our thoughts, our feelings, and things we can do to be a better learner, better friend, and a better part of our community. One of our communities that is so important for each of us is right here, our school community. How we treat others, how we treat ourselves, how we learn, and how we help or hurt other people's learning is all really important.
Forgive me, maturity is making me poetic.
Now, throughout our building, we've been learning a lot about courage.
I'm not afraid to face them.
Especially if you're in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. We talked about how courage can look like a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but mostly, it's being able to do the right thing no matter what. No matter who's watching, no matter if it's popular or unpopular, doing the right thing because we know we've got to do the right thing. We focused on understanding how others feel, developing empathy, knowing how to handle conflicts in a friendship. This is a lot of stuff. And today we're going to be talking about the courage to take care of yourself.
The what?
Because, you're important too. All of us, like every single one of us, has things that happen in our lives, at school, at home, with our brothers and sisters, with our friends. We have challenging things that happen to us that cause us to have big feelings. And it's important for us to know how to handle those big feelings. And to handle big feelings, we can use something called coping skills.
What?
A coping skill is just a strategy that we use to help handle a really stressful situation. Chances are you know 1 or 2 coping skills right off the top of your head. Taking a deep breath, counting to 10. We often talk about certain coping skills right in your classroom. Maybe even with your grown-up at home, you've talked about some coping skills. We just don't always call it a coping skill. But really, any strategy that you use that helps take a big feeling and make it a bit smaller is a coping skill.
I don't get it.
Now, the problem is every kid uses different coping skills. Every kid needs different coping skills. What might work for me might not work for Mr. James. What works for Mr. James might not work for Mr. Jefferson. They must love that I took those pictures of them. And the same is true for each of you in your classroom. Maybe taking a deep breath really helps you feel calm, peaceful, ready to learn again. But maybe for you, sitting and taking a deep breath over and over and over just doesn't do the trick. So today, we're gonna learn a bunch of different coping skills together. Now, if you're older, I know sometimes these lessons can feel a little bit like, please, I already know this information. But the truth is, even though you're getting older, you still have big stressful things going on. And the coping skills that maybe worked for you when you were back in kindergarten don't work for you now. To learn these coping skills, I'm gonna share a fantastic book with you today. My book is called B is for Breathe. As we read, in your head, I want you to choose 3 or 4 coping skills that you think will work for you. All right, everybody, let's take a listen. B is for Breathe by Dr. Melissa Monroe Boyd. A is for Art. Draw or paint to help express emotions. B is for Breathe. Breathe by slowly taking a deep breath in your nose and slowly breathing out through your mouth. C is for Count to 10. Slowly count to 10 while thinking about feeling calm. E is for Dance. Express pleasure through motion. E is for Eat a healthy snack. Good food choices are healthy for the mind and body. F is for Fun with a friend. Enjoy an activity with a friend, like playing a game. G is for Create a glitter jar. or another craft. Use water, glitter, glue, food coloring. Make, shake, watch, and relax as the glitter settles. H is for hug, a trusted person. A caring hug from a trusted family or friend is comforting. I is for imagine a favorite place. Imagine your favorite calm and relaxing place in your mind, such as a beach. J is for tell jokes. Laughing and telling jokes helps to relax. K is for kick a ball and play other sports. Physical activity relieves stress and builds self-esteem. L is for listen to music. Listen to a favorite song, ocean waves, waterfalls, or birds. M is for muscle relaxation. Slowly tense and then relax each muscle group. Face, hands, arms, stomach, legs, feet. N is for nature walk. Enjoy walking while focusing on senses and nature around you. O is for organize and clean up toys. Cleaning up and clearing out clutter is calming. P is for pray. Prayer can bring peace to your mind and body. Q is for quiet time. Enjoy the quiet and focus attention on the present. R is for read. Reading relaxes your mind. S is for positive self-statements. Positive self-talk helps to boost feelings and self-esteem. I am awesome. I am smart. T is for talk about feelings. Share feelings and talk with a trusted person to help feel better. U is for unplug electronics. Take a break from electronics to relax the mind. V is for create a vision board. Create pictures and words to express feelings and think of future goals. W is for write about feelings. Journal to express emotions, communicate feelings, and solve problems. X is for play the xylophone and other instruments. Enjoy playing a musical instrument that is joyful and fun. Y is for yoga. Yoga relaxes the mind and releases tension in the body. Z is for sleep. Get good rest and take a break to help relax emotions. The end. Wow, I just really love that book. The illustrations are so cool. But also, the examples of different coping skills that they give us are so different.
Amazing.
What works for me might not work for you. As I read that book, a few different coping skills really stood out to me. Listening to music, taking a nature walk, unplugging from electronics, and sleep. Those are some of my favorite coping skills. What were some of your favorite coping skills? Maybe you had one that wasn't even on that list. Which reminds me, I had one in mind that wasn't in that list.
Awesome!
And I'm gonna teach you that skill today. The coping skill I'm thinking of is called grounding.
You're in big trouble, mister!
Not grounded, grounding. Grounding is a skill that you can use no matter where you are. It can help take your busy mind and get you relaxed, get you calm, and help you feel ready to learn.
I think it's all beautiful.
So how do you do that? I'm here to teach you. There are so many different ways you can do grounding. In fact, last year I taught you one way. You might remember rainbow grounding. But for today's version, you only need to know one thing, your 5 senses. Sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. As long as you know those 5 things, you can do my grounding strategy. If you're sitting in your classroom or at home and you begin to feel stressed out, here's what you can do. So to learn this grounding technique, we're gonna try it out right now. To get ourselves ready for this strategy, let's all take a nice deep breath in. First, breathing in your nose and slowly out your mouth. The first step of this grounding strategy is sight. In the room right now, I want you to find 5 things that you can see. Maybe it's another student, maybe it's the tree outside the window, maybe a pencil. In your head, pick those 5 things that you see in your room. Next, we're going to move on to hearing. In your head, listen very, very closely to your classroom and think of 4 things that you can hear right now. Maybe it's talking in the hallway. Maybe it's somebody tapping their pencil. Find 4 things that you can hear. Our next step, smell. This is when it starts to get tough. In your head, right now in your room, I want you to find 3 things that you can smell. Maybe it's the laundry soap on your clothes. Maybe it's the goldfish crumbs left over from snack on your desk. Maybe it's the shampoo in your hair. 3 things that you can smell. The next step in this technique, think of 2 things right now that you can touch. Maybe it's the smooth chair that you're sitting on. Maybe it's the fuzzy sweater that you're wearing. 2 things that you can touch. And the last step, and maybe the hardest step, 1 thing that you can taste. I know, kind of weird. But maybe it's the toothpaste that hopefully you used to brush your teeth before school this morning. Maybe it's part of the snack that you just ate a little while ago. 1 thing that you can taste. Take another deep breath in. How do you feel? Hopefully you feel calm and relaxed. Grounding is a great strategy that we can use pretty much anywhere, anytime. Doesn't take any money. It just requires us to know what our 5 senses are, which I'm hoping you do. Knowing how to calm ourselves, handle a stressful situation, and get ourselves ready to learn is such an important skill for all of us, kids and adults alike. And if you see me around the building, share with me what one of your favorite coping skills is. I love to hear all the different ways that you are listening to these lessons and putting them to use, because I care about you. Well, that's all the time that I have for you today. I hope you're thinking hard about those coping skills that work best for you. And I also hope you're actually using them. Before I go, remember, at Ridgeview, really no matter what school you're a part of, you belong, you matter, and you are worthy. See you around.